Hi everyone, this is Adis48. I'm going to be playing Grand Tactician, the Civil War. It is a game about the American Civil War in 1861 to 1865. I'm going to be playing the Confederates. I've been given the Union their max bonus and very hard difficulty. What this does is it makes it where the Union will launch attacks into the Confederacy much more often. I'm going to start in spring of 1862. These are the perks you can pick as the Confederacy. They have different abilities. I'm going to go with the ones that they had in reality, even though this one here, Arms Agent and Southern Industrialization, gives you much better weaponry and artillery, and you can build ironclads a lot faster and cheaper. I'm going to play what they historically went with. This is the number of men in the Union, number of men in the Confederacy, number of ships. I'm giving no bonuses to myself, all bonuses to the Union. Okay, here's the campaign map. We're going to be fighting all of the battles. In this game, you can strategically move your troops around the campaign map to fight, and then when you fight, you actually zoom in and do the battle on brigade level, which means you'll be moving brigades around, fighting on a map. They have quite a few maps, but you will find yourself fighting on them the same map a couple times, but you will be fighting at different angles on the map, and there'll be different objective points on the map depending on the battles. And some maps are solely for certain areas, like the Washington map is just for Washington. You won't fight anywhere else. Over here in the West, you'll have about 4 maps to choose from, so you will not fight over here in Missouri on the Gettysburg map. I have not seen that yet. I don't think it's going to happen. Up here you have everything you can do during a turn. First thing you want to do is go to policies. These are your policies that you can get. Right now I get 7. Oh, I have 7 out of 7. I'm sorry. I started in 1862, so I did not want to start in 61. It's not, nothing really happens. It's pretty boring. So I started in where the war is meaty. Right now I have 3-year conscription. I can get more conscription acts. This gives me bounties where I can pay bounty hunters to bring my soldiers back to fight. So it makes my soldiers not want to run away as much because they go to jail. Impressment, I can impress slaves into working to make better forts, factories. This is everything that the Confederacy could do during the war. Right now, I don't have any slots left. I have 7 of 7. I believe you can still go down on the slots you have open. So I have this one open. I could go down to this one. It doesn't show up. So what you do is finances. Over here's your policies. I have 2 additional ones. Here's the meter right here. You can barely see it. I'm going to move it up to 3. This costs you money. Diplomacy is at low right now. I have a BBB plus credit rating. You do not want to have this thing fall below BB minus. Okay, bad things will happen. So right now I'm pretty close to it, but I can still do some things to increase this, which I get more money. Right now I need my recruitment to go up, so I'm gonna put it high. Trade war allows your ships to leave ports and trade with the Europeans. Transportation is going to be your road networks being better and your railroads being a lot better. Agriculture, self-explanatory. Industry, right now I have very little bit, but they're all low. This will allow you to build different types of guns and cannons during the game. And civil order is to keep your people happy. And I'll put it up here. Money, so much money you get, recruitment, all this stuff. Recruitment's not very good. See, use this. I need to put this higher. I need more men. So corporate taxes, they're already all maxed out right here. So you can see, you can lower it, raise it. You don't want to lower it though, because then this will lower very, very rapidly. You want to try to keep this as much as this, but as you can see, I'm at a deficit, so this will drop. But there are, once again, things over here you can do. Like I could do probably, should be able to do this one pretty soon. Government funding. I just put it up there, so I got to start the game in order for it to actually do anything. So I have those settled. Tells you your military. You click on it, it takes you to your commands. You can do full field armies, or you can do garrisons. So field armies, put it on, take off garrisons. Here's the army of the East Tennessee. They're still in corps formation. So this army will fight as one corps. All these brigades will fight as under one corps. You can give them divisions by clicking on this one. For instance, I'll give them 2 divisions. You can left click and hold. Once this pops up, you can move it. If you just try to move it over there, this will happen. So you gotta left click it, and then when you see it physically pop up, you can now move it over. Like that. Got some cavalry, so I have 1 more division. Make it a cavalry division. Like this guy, I'll put him over here. I'll give him this artillery piece. Give him down here. This is a fast way to make units. You can, however, click this little button. It takes you to this screen where you can pick which state they're from. So you want them to be from Georgia. Over here, you can pick the color of the uniforms. You can pick the uniform type. So this would be like this, this. These are like boys from Tennessee. These are boys from Virginia. So Georgia. This boy is from Tennessee and Florida. Georgia will probably be the first one. These are the different colors you can choose from. So like I can make their shirts really dark gray right here, Richmond gray, and then a light gray. Here's a light gray. Make it like that, or I can make them look like Suaves. Make them look like Union troops. You can make them look however you want. You can actually make them look pretty ridiculous. I can give them yellow pants, black pants. See, pretty much you can do a lot in this game. Here are your grays. This is probably where you're going to live at because these are the Confederacy. You can pick infantry, cavalry, artillery, or horse cavalry. They actually move a little bit faster than normal cavalry, but the guns will always be very small. You can, however, put a larger gun on here, but it will slow down their movement drastically. So you want your bigger guns than these, and your smaller guns than these. These are perfect for 3-inch rifle guns. These are good for the Napoleons and the Parrots, the Whitworths, and guns like that. So I'm going to make this unit from, I'm in the West, so I'll make them from Kentucky. It tells you how many men you have right here, 4,531 from Kentucky that you can get. This tells you here how many you're going to recruit. So if you want to recruit less, you can just click this button. Now I'll only recruit 1,500, 2,250, and the next one is 3,000. So I want 2,250. I'll make these guys look kind of crazy, just so I can pinpoint them out on the battlefield. I'll make them green. There we go. Then you just hit recruit. Here it is. They will arrive in 10 days. They have mixed muskets, so you can change it by right here. Give them Springfield muskets, which is a much better weapon. Their brigade commander is E.K. Smith. This is his stats. He's an extremely good commander, as you can see. All these, I think the maximum is 5, and he's pretty much up there. There are some guys that, like this guy has no fame, so he needs to get in battles quickly because the troops of Raines' brigade will not want to fight for him because he's not known. He is pretty good, but he has no picture. I don't like non-picture people. So you can pick from your majors, lieutenants, captains, majors, lieutenant colonels, brigadier generals, and brigade commanders usually have brigadier generals or they have colonels. So I'm going to give him colonels. Probably give him somebody who's famous here, so we can find somebody. Oh, here's Daniel. Daniel's pretty good. Let me see if somebody else is better. Bates really good, so I'll give him Bates. This here tells you that he was a veteran in the Mexican-American War. This tells you that he's politically assigned, not from West Point or anything like that. They make a little bit of difference in the game. For your infantry brigades, you want somebody who has, and this guy's an engineer, you want somebody who has the infantry symbol. So what you want to do is go over here, click off cavalry, click off artillery, Took off engineers. That pretty much leaves your infantry commanders. What I mean by that is this symbol right here. They fight a lot better with infantry. This guy has no fame, however. He has some fame. He's also a veteran of this war, and he's a West Point graduate. So Coleman could be a very good general if you build him up. So I'll assign Coleman to that unit. You can do that to each of your units. You can change their weapons. Mississippi rifles is a pretty good weapon. It has a lower rate of fire, but the range is excellent. The Lawrence rifle is a very good weapon. Cavalry have their own weapons. They're different from everybody else's. You get musketoons or Colt revolving rifle or the Johnson rifle carbine or carbine. I'm sorry. This is probably the best weapon that the Confederates had during this time period in mass quantities. These are pretty good. You can see though that they have a low rate of fire and low range. And the Colt revolving rifle has a lot of rate of fire but low range. The Johnson rifle carbine, as you see, has a range of 300 yards and fires 10 rounds a minute. So that's a very good rifle for them to dismount and to fight on. So I'm gonna not do that. You want to make sure that your divisional commanders are the ones who are the most important. This little red arrow here means that their administration and cunning will go down if he's in this position. Okay? You can build that up quickly by just getting him into combat. Also, over time, these numbers can increase as they learn how to better administrate, better cunning, better leadership. Yeah, Lawton is not the best. I'll change Lawton out. You can pick these guys up here. So you see this guy has no initiative and no cunning. He's not very good. Loring is pretty good, but I might want to put him in the east. Buckner is pretty good. He doesn't have arrows right now. I'm just going to assign him. See if he had some arrows. Same thing, but his initiative will go up. So I'd rather have high initiative. That means his troops will get orders faster. It's because of cavalry commander, and as you can see here, his infantry. So I'm going to try to put him as a cavalry commander. Take off infantry, put the cavalry. These are all your cavalry commanders. There's Evans. Somebody, this guy's really good. But McCall, I can charge him. Also, you can rename your corps and brigades and armies. I'd like to name my cavalry corps just Cav. Then the guy's name. That way, on the battlefield, I can quickly recognize the name and know he's cavalry, and I won't have to rely on trying to find this little symbol, which sometimes is very hard to see because he'll be with units. So the other units, like if he's close to this guy, you might see this symbol and think he's an infantry commander. But the name Cav will tell you immediately, no, this is a cavalry unit, and you need him to do cavalry stuff, not infantry stuff. Because there's a difference of what each division is going to do. With your artillery, you can put them with your infantry divisions, with your cavalry divisions, or their own divisions. It's better to put them in their own divisions so you can move them around independently. Because if you put them with an infantry division, it will put them on the front line, which is not good for them because there's not that many men. As you can see, it's only 216. They have 15 guns. And they're going to take tremendous casualties right at the beginning of a battle. So all you got to do is just make another division, grab him, stick him over here. Now he's there. Now with artillery commanders, you want to give them artillery commanders. So take off cavalry. Here they are right here. It's Pemberton. Now some of these guys are good in other positions, like Archer was an infantry commander, even though, I have on veterans. Where's veterans at? There's veterans. There, now he's off. Just find an artillery commander real quick. There's one right here. Jones, he's pretty good. So I'll assign him to that unit. I'm going to do this for the rest of my armies. I'm going to not show that. I've showed you how to do this now, so you should know how to do it. Also, you can make armies. Like this is a corps. You can go over here and make armies. You got to make sure though you have the policy for it, which I believe the policy for it is this one. So I do. Yeah, you can make armies now. So to make an army, you can either go to military, click army, tells you where do you want your army. So right now I'm going to put one in Tennessee for the Army of Tennessee. I do not. Lee is the commander. Okay, Lee can command the Army of the Tennessee. That's fine. As you see, he's a great commander. He has many perks. This allows you to have more entrenchment points to start a battle, so you can entrench more of your army. But you do have to give him something. If you don't give him anything, then he's just gonna disappear as soon as you hit the button up here. This army will not be made. So I'm going to give him some artillery. Later on, I'll put these guys in an army, or I'm sorry, a division to support Lee. He shows up as an artillery commander right now, but that will change once you attach people to him. So Lee's being built. You can click this to get rid of it. You click this to make it, and this to get rid of it, or this to get rid of it. Also, if you click on an army, see the map here. There's an army. You can, this pops up right here. This will tell you about this army, the Army of Mississippi. Okay, Senator Johnston. You have Polk's Corps, Bragg's Corps, Breckinridge's Corps, Hardy's Corps, and some units over here to support Johnston. These units are with him on the map. These corps have their own spot on the map. So if Johnston gets attacked, these will be with him, and these guys will march to him. So you have to give your commanding general some troops. If he does get attacked, it could be a couple hours while he's waiting for his men to arrive. You'll need someone to protect him. In this case, they have artillery and a cavalry unit. That will probably be enough, but you might want to build that up to 2 or 3 divisions of 2 brigades each. So he does have some maneuver capabilities, and he can recon the map while the corps show up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do all my cleanup work with my armies. Then I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm back. I did my cleanup. My armies are all ready. I'll chase a few corps around, get some more artillery units, some more infantry units. You can check out your garrisons also. One thing I want to mention is fleets. You can go to your military button. It appears fleets. Click your fleets. This is your fleet. These are your ships. They're 100% capable right now. These are ships in harbor. You see they're at various different capabilities, 10%. So this one's probably being made right now. These are the guns. Guns report. The more guns the ship has, the better it is. That's in the James River Squadron. To find that, I think you just click there. It doesn't say. Oh, here it is. Oh, that actually has a perk. These are perks down here. I did not notice this before. This allows you to give the unit better fighting capabilities depending on what you want the unit to do. So the James River Squadron, I want to fight the Union Squadron, so I don't want to be attached. Blockade Busters, Battery Runner, Port Defender, Mortar Boats. I don't need any of these right now. I'll use this one. It allows them to stay longer at sea without having to return for supplies. You get a warning, and there'll be a little symbol over here saying that the unit is low on supplies. So just move back to a port, stay there for about 3 days, then you can come back out. You'd also get messages up here telling you what's going on. So pay attention to those messages if possible, because you could have a fleet out there for 8 months, and for 7 months it's had no supplies. So people will be jumping off the boat, trying to swim to shore, get away from you and everything. So don't do it. You can build ships by just clicking on this right here. And this will build it into that fleet. This fleet is on a river. So as you see right here, some of these are red. They're red because these are not able to be built at a port close to them. Also, some ships you can't. You can build this one. It's sail and steam. It's at sea, however, so you will not be able to go into that type of fleet because you want river. So we just keep looking until you find some river guys. There's sea and river, so you can use this one. Triple line is sea only. Schooner, sea and river, so you can put that in there. Gunboat ramp, sea and rivers, gunboat, sea and rivers, free is probably going to be sea, sea. You can't build these yet because you either don't have enough resources to build them, or you don't have the capability yet under your policies, which is 1862. So I'm sure they do. So this fleet is just not capable of getting these ships yet. Other fleets might be able to. A good way to find that out would be go back to your fleets, go over here. These get built anywhere. As you can see, I can build them here. So yes, that fleet does not have the port necessary close by to build it. So I can build it here. So I'm going to build a timber-clad gunboat for rivers. 70 guns it has. You want this to be higher though. So I'm trying to find ironclads, but the only one I got right now is this one. So it has 10 guns, which is pretty good. This tells you how many resources it uses. This really doesn't matter too much, but you don't want to build too much wooden ships that you're not going to use. So don't build little stuff like a schooner that takes 1,300 when you can build an ironclad gunboat that takes a little bit more. Because these aren't very good ships. Look, they only have 3 guns. They're very small. Sea and rivers. They're faster than most people because they can go 10 knots. Ironclad can go 7 knots, so that's much slower. So a fleet of schooners could be very, very fast, and you can rapidly deploy them, but they're not going to stand up very long against any enemy because they have no armor. The schooners don't. See, no armor. They only have 3 guns. So try to get ships that you're actually going to use. So I'm going to build that ship in the harbor that I'll be able to put anywhere. Once it's built, I can just click it, drag it to this little icon right here, so little yellow one right here, and boom, it gets put in there. But you have to, now I'm clicking here and look, nothing's happening. You have to click on the actual ship, and then just move it back. Move things back and forth. It'll move back eventually. It'll probably take a day to get those orders. You have officers. You don't have to worry about your officers too much, other than make sure they're put into armies. And the armies, once again, put an officer in there. I have Longstreet in charge of his corps here. Just go here, you pick a new officer. And over here, once again, you can change what type of officer you're looking for. So if you're looking for infantry, gear to cavalry, artillery, engineer. You can keep veteran, but veterans are the guys who have these little icons. Actually, right here. So they have this. Veterans normally get promoted faster. They'll build up these a little bit faster than other people. This is the infantry commander, so once again, you don't want infantry in charge of artillery. You can do that, but it's recommended you put them in the infantry units because they'll raise these up a lot faster. As for generals who are in charge of armies and stuff, if it's canceled, if I put a corps commander that's an engineer, his army will have more engineering points in battles. And that means they'll be able to entrench more of their brigades, not just a few. So for the Confederates being mostly on the defensive, putting an engineer divisional commander or an engineer corps commander could help you in the long run because it does give you more points. Later on, you'll get perks for your units, your individual brigades, and the brigade perks, one allows you to actually build fortifications better, which gives you more points at the beginning of a battlefield and during each day. So a battle can last anywhere from 1 day to 3 days to 4 days, and every day you'll be able to build more fortifications. So you'll be able to move your army up just a little bit or tidy up your line during the middle of the night and build fortifications for your army. Okay, well, I've explained a lot of the game so far. Let's just get into the game. I'm going to start it off at 20 times. These are important. What this does is it pauses the game for you and you can read what's going on. You want to pay attention to this right here. Union armies on the move. Lincoln unwavering. Union invades the South. Action finally. So that means that you're being invaded somewhere. So what you can do is you look at this right here. This tells you where you're being invaded from. I'm being invaded from all these different armies and divisions. And all you gotta do is click on them and it'll take you to each one. There is somebody over here. He's actually right. Where did he go? This is not a false report. Let me pause the game so I can explain this to you. He is here somewhere. It might be talking about this guy. I don't think it is. Permanent Virginia. It might be. And you just click away and you find out where these enemy armies are at. So yes, it is talking about somebody new. Somebody is over there. And the way you move your armies is you just left click on them, that selects them. And anywhere on the map, you right click, they'll bring up this menu. You can move it time, which means you specify a certain time to move. Force march, move faster. Retreat, you just want to get the hell out of Dodge. River movement, so I'll move this river and move up here, but that's not a good idea. There's a bunch of forts up there. Sea movement, so you can move from here out into the sea and invade Florida, for instance. And a rail movement, which you have to move across these rail lines right here. This is a road right here, and this is a rail line right here. Looks like two little roads with little tacks in between. That's the railroad. So I do not want to move my army of Virginia. The way armies and corps work is if this guy moves up and attacks this unit, this corps will defend against this corps. But if you attack an army, anybody within the general's command radius, which is this big radius right here that's red, they will march to the sounds of the gun and assist the army commander. So this guy will assist him. You can verify that by right here. It says in range. In range means he's in range of his army commander to go assist him. I don't think this one is. Yeah, he is. So if Army Virginia, I think it's Johnston, under Johnston gets attacked, this corps and this corps will march up there and fight with him. It might take a while, but they will fight with him. Depending on the range, this guy looks like he's probably about 20 hours away, and he's probably about 20 hours also if he has to march this way. So the game does take that into effect. Anybody in his red circle, however, will immediately start the battle with him. So once again, you want to make sure that this guy has troops. Right now, it says he has 68,000 troops, and there's a 1 in parentheses. The 1 in parentheses tells you how many he has. So he's by himself. So if he gets attacked by this corps, he'll defend for the first 20 to 30 hours by himself, which is not good. So you want to put some type of units, probably cavalry, for delaying actions inside your armies, which it says Army of Virginia, so this is an army, so he can defend him. Your corps, look here, it says I have 18,100 men and 17,600 men. What that means is I have 17,600 men actually, but I'm building up to 18,000. That would be my strong point. And you click on him, you can see how you're in telegraph line. Telegraphs are very important. These telegraphs right here. These little symbols right here. Basically, your capital will send out orders to your army commander, and your army commander will send you out orders. Since they're all in telegraph line, the army commander can send him an order via telegraph and arrive there much quicker. If this telegraph line wasn't there, the courier would actually have to race down this road and up to him, and that could take as much as 40 to 50 hours, even longer. And with the telegraph line, the order will go to here in about 5 minutes, and then the courier will go from here to here in about 2 or 3 hours. So he'll get his orders in about 3 hours, and if this wasn't here, he'd get his order in 40, 50, 60 hours. So it's way better to have telegraph lines. You can build these throughout the campaign. All you have to do is click on whoever's there, click on build right here, construct, and here's telegraph line. You build one of those, you build depots, and you build forts. Forts is self-explanatory. Wherever you build a fort, units will go there. I can also put units in there from the corps that made them, or build units there, and they'll fortify the region. And their red circle no one can pass by them without having to deal with the fort. So if you want to attack Washington from this route here, you'd have to deal with this fort and probably this fort, and then you'd be able to invade Washington. From the north, you'd deal with these two forts and maybe this third fort. So it would take a long while for an army to move from Frederick down to Washington because they got to deal with two forts first. And this tells you that there's 75 men in this fort with a capacity of 5,000. There is 75 men in this fort. Now, it's only 75 men, but they could hold off an army of 30,000 for 10, 20, 30 days. And that gives time enough for their armies, like this corps, to march down here and relieve them. So don't rely on your forts to stand out indefinitely. They will stand out for a long time, allowing you to move your corps and armies there to stop any type of attack from coming there. Once you get there, however, you will have to move right up to your fort and then click on your army once he has two swords above his head, which means he's in the battle, and then click fight the battle. And he will go in and fight the battle and drive off the army. You'll see that later on during this campaign. There's not much more else to talk about except depots. This one somehow belongs to the Union. Depots right here have 3 stages. One little circle, 2 circles, and 3 circles. To upgrade that, all you have to do is go to this part right here, which is upgrade. Now, with the 1, you can have about 6,000 to 10,000 men being supplied. With the 2, it moves up to about 20,000, and 3, it moves really close to 40,000. So Jackson's Corps right now is 17,000. So this little 1 is not going to cut it. I have to make it at least a 2. Now it'll become a 2. It takes about a day for that to happen. So you'll do that down here during the time sequence. Right now it's 4 o'clock in the morning on March 6th, 1862. I'm pretty good on the east. I'm going to move out to the west and see what's going on. Right now, Kentucky is in the hands of the Union. So is Missouri. I have an army out here, an army in the west, going up with 7,000 men. I have 16,000. So what I'm going to do, his readiness is right here. You have to be in the yellow in order to even launch an attack into a foreign country. You can be orange to launch an attack in your territory, and red, you can't even move. You have to wait for it to get better. And the reason why it might be bad is because of your supply. Like this is 16,000 men. I'm drawing supply. You can click this right here. That should tell me where my supply is coming from. It's not doing it for some reason. I have none. That will change once I start the game, I believe. Here's a supply source down here. I'm going to upgrade that. Just remember, a 2 can help about 20,000 men, and I'm at 16,000 with looks like maybe 2,000 to 3,000 more coming in as replacements. If you're not sure why that's like that, just click on here. It'll tell you that I'm waiting for these units to be built. Okay, 40 days, 36 days, 27 days. So the reason why this is such a long time is because I had to build these troops from people in Georgia and in Florida. Because that was the only manpower that I had that was in such numbers to actually build these people. So it's taking a long time because it's coming from a long distance. If you want to build troops, say you want to build Walker unit, and you want to personally make it, you know that Walker right now is in Arkansas. So you do not want to give him Virginian troops. They will take forever to get there. So you want to give him troops in Arkansas, maybe in Tennessee, Texas, places like that. Places close enough where they'll be able to reinforce them faster. You can build one from Virginia, but it'll take maybe 50 days to actually arrive. So if you want to wait 50 days, then you can wait 50 days. Also right here, see how this is blinking right here? That means this is up. So I have 1 slot available, 7. So I'm going to pick, I need more men, but I need more construction at the same time. I might do Conscription Act. This will give me more troops. It takes 32 days. So I'm going to get, I need money too. Yes, money's more important. I'll get money right now. This means that that's what you're researching. If you research something else at the same time, see how this takes 48 days? If you research that at the same time, this now will take 103 days. The more unit research at one time, the longer it takes. And this is at 69 days. I believe it was in the 30s before. So you're going to right click, cancel that policy, and only build one at a time. Okay, just make sure that you pay attention to this little symbol here telling you that it's ready, and also the newspaper will tell you it's ready. I wasn't building one at the beginning of the game, that's why it did not tell me. And now that I'm building one, it will tell me in the newspaper that government funding is complete, and that will tell me to go up here and change my policy. Okay, so I'm pretty solid in the west. This is around the Mississippi region. I have a fleet here that's 38 guns, which is pretty good. But the Union fleet, however, has 163 guns. So he's going to need some help. I'm going to wait for those ships to be built before he does anything. I'm guarding these two forts from the Army of Mississippi. I have the Army of Tennessee all spread throughout here. I got the 1st Corps, 2nd Corps, Reserve Corps, and the 3rd Corps. The 3rd Corps and the Reserve Corps I'm going to combine and move up to fight the Army of Ohio. They need to get out of here. They only have 18,000 men at the moment. We'll combine them right here. This timer tells you when they get the orders. So he'll get his orders in 19 hours and 50 minutes. He'll get his in 58 hours and 5 minutes. The reason being is because the Army commander is here. So he's really close to this guy, so 19 hours. And over here, it's 58 hours because look how far away he is. It's also out of his command distance, so he has to rely on other means of doing it. So the telegraph, then from the telegraph, the rider's got to run up this road and reach the Corps. If this wasn't here, I guarantee you this would have a 2 or a 3 in front of it. This actually makes it much faster. You need to build these along your avenues of approach, going into enemy territory, and you also need to build supply lines. Since this is a large army, and well, it's not really too large, it's 6,000 men, and this is 5,000 men. When they combine, they're going to need more supplies. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this guy so they can supply both armies. The Army of Mississippi, this little red dot means your readiness is low. As you can see, it's red because they're in the red range. So he cannot really launch any attacks. I don't even think he can move. He is 100% supplied, however, and he's got a telegraph line there for orders. So pay attention. Always have this as much as possible. The 2nd Corps, however, is ready. He's in orange, so he can go into his own territory, which this is right here. So I'll move him up next to the 1st Corps. I'll move him up. I think he can still move. Not sure if he can't move. He can move. The little clock popped up. So he'll move in 4 hours because he's giving his own order to move, which will take 4 hours for the army to get ready. He'll move in 12 hours because he's so close to him, 19, so forth and so on. So if a unit was over here, it might take, I don't know, a week and a half for them to get their orders. So definitely keep your corps around whatever army you put them in. And if you move them, say you want to attach this corps to the Army of Northern Virginia, then go down here. Say you want to attach this guy. You want to go to transfer. Go over here. Get rid of garrisons first of all. Find the Army of, there it was right there, Army of Virginia, and go to the commander. There's Johnston. Grab him like this. Now you can move him around. Go click. I'm not doing it because I don't want him to move. And he will be attached to this commander. Then just physically move him on the map to where he's within Johnston's range. And he will now be under Johnston's command. It's better to give them orders to move over there first and then attach them to Johnston. Because if Johnston gives them the order to move, once again, it could take 1, 2, or 3 weeks to get that order. So have this command here. Give him the order to move, then attach him to Johnston. So when he gets over there, he's already attached and he's ready to go. I've spent a lot of the game. I'm going to get into the meat part of it, which is moving around. Okay, I'm at 20. I've already got an engagement. This looks like So the Department of the Mississippi is in contact with the Army of East Tennessee. I have 8,000 men. They have 8,000 men. I'm going to fight this battle to show you what the battle is like. Okay, this is how the battle starts. This gives you the field book. You don't really need that. You do need this if you want to see what the units are capable of doing, what type of formations. But I'll explain that as we go along. This tells you to deploy your forces. You can continue. This tells you what's going on in the battle. Army of the Cumberland, the Army of Tennessee are preparing to fight. Morgan's command, they have 7,000 men and 15 guns. The enemy is green, and their morale is reported as eager, so they want to fight, but they're not good at fighting right now. We're doing good, so you can go over here, headquarters, and click that off. This red line here is your deployment zone. You first want to see where the units are coming from. As you can see, there's no blue deployment zone, but what you do have are these things. This is an entry point for the Union. I don't see another one. You'll find them along roads, okay? So you will not find one out here in the middle of this woods. You want to look all over because you can deploy here and the enemy is deploying right here. The only one I see is here. So he's going to come down this road right here. And from here, he can come into here and down into here. So this is probably where the battle is going to happen. He could come here and cross over and walk down this way also. So I'm going to... Now, if you can't find your army commander, your corps commander, just click on anyone. Go to this button right here. And O will be up. It's just order of battle. It goes up. Now you have the whole army. So then you can just right click anywhere. Boom. There you go. This whole army. When you move the map around, if you move in the top corners, it rotates the map. If you move the bottom corners, it just moves it left and right. Of course, up and down. Zoom in and zoom out with the mouse. So here's Kirby's command. He set it on Kirby. So if I move now, I will move this whole army. I will not move just Kirby. If you want to move just Kirby, hold the Alt button and then move. And Kirby by himself will actually move. So I'm going to place them up here. Like this. I do have 5.6 points of engineering points, which is not a lot. And for the engineering points, you go to build. And this is the only time you can build parapets. During the battle, however, you can build breastworks. Parapets give you a large bonus in combat. So I'm going to build one here on this little hill. I'm having problems with the zoom. So if you have problems with the zoom, just move backwards and then you can zoom in. The way you build parapets is, I'm waiting for the computer to catch up. You come over here. I'm going to build it on this hill right here. So you right click. Once you have right click, you see how it's popping up. You might have to move in a circle to actually get the little symbol to pop up. If it's red, you can't build it there. So I can't build it out there. So I'm going to build it here. You notice how this is one box, and 2 boxes. But out here somewhere, there's 2 boxes. Keeps popping up. There's 3 boxes. You don't need to build it no bigger than 3 boxes. If you build it up all the way up to here, only 1 brigade will fit in there, and you'll be wasting a lot of your points. So just 3 boxes is the max you need, which is right here. There you go. Now it's there. If it shows up bright, like what I mean by boxes is you can see it a little bit better here. You can see like 1 section here, 1 section here, and 1 section here. So that's there. Then you want to grab a brigade, or grab Marines brigade, and put like this. Hold the mouse button, drag it in the direction you want to face, like that, and just hold it, and then release it. Now what this little line here means is this here is the actual line for the unit to fire. So he'll fire in this direction. If it has tack marks, however, they will fire. This means medium range. If the tack marks are way back here, it means short range. So he will fire at medium range right now. I'm going to change that. There's medium range right there. So you can see medium range. I'm going to change that to long range. Okay, now with that, you can also move the mouse around with the ASWD keys. If you want to, it's a little bit faster. As you can see here, I'm moving it back and forth. And it also will prevent you from going up here to move left and actually turn the map. Okay? So facing where you want to, I always put my enemy at the top. So if he was over here, I just turn like that and face it that way. Helps you get oriented better. I used up 0.4 of my breastwork points, unit points I mean, to build this little fortification. So I'll build another one right next to it. Oh, I'm sorry, not breastworks, parapets. It's still on breastworks. So right click that, left click it off. Now it's a parapet. I'll build it here. Once again, you might have to turn it a little bit. As you can see right there, it did not pop up. It did not pop up because I cannot build any more breastworks. Or parapets, I'm sorry. I can only build breastworks. So I'm going to click on breastworks, find it again, right click, that destroys it. I just want to make sure that I didn't screw that up. Check. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so I only made it to 2. I think 2 still works. 3 is much better. The reason why 3 is better than 2 is because if you turn and face this way, if you have 3, you'll still get the bonus. If you have 2, you might not get the bonus. So 3 is always better. This is always better. I built those 2. Churchill's command is better now. I'll put him in to reserve force and move Churchill over here. To move him by himself, remember to hit the Alt button and hold it. If I would just move him over here, this whole command will go with him. So don't do that. Just hold the Alt button, and then the division or corps commander or army commander will move independently. This is Jones's artillery. This one has 1 battery. I'll put it up here. Just put it on this little ridge right here. Watch that way. I'm going to start the game so he can start moving. This is, I think, his cavalry. This is why I named my cavalry Cav in the guy's name. Because as you can tell, it's really hard to tell if this is cavalry and this is not. It doesn't say anything here. But over here it says cavalry. So now I know, oh, this is cavalry. If you zoom in a little bit, though, look, it says nothing. It just says headquarters. So if you zoom out, you can kind of tell it's cavalry because it only has 1 line going diagonal. And this one has an X in it. So that's infantry. This is cavalry. It says a dot. It's artillery. So that's why I name it Cav. So I know that when I move this guy, it's a cavalry unit. You also tell here that the left side is a little bit pinker and the right side is red. This tells you it's cavalry also. Cavalry tend to be faster, so I'm going to send them up here to find out exactly where my enemy is located at. Brian's division, I'm going to move up to this area. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Brian doesn't have any people. His people, he's waiting for his people to show up. I'll move up to here. And Jones artillery. Well, I'm going to fight him here. I don't really want to fight him in the woods. I gotta find out where the hell he's at first. I could give orders for my cavalry to go all the way up here, but you don't want to do that because when they meet the enemy, you might have to give them orders to turn around because you're heavily outnumbered. So just move them a little bit at a time. Don't just rush up here and find the enemy. They should be coming down this road though. Maybe at this river. At this bridge, I mean. And this bridge. Yeah, there you go there. So I'm going to tell McCulloch to stop moving. Stop. Since I saw him, I'm going to move Churchill over. I'm going to go to this hill right here with Churchill. You can't put them in other lines. I don't know why it's not available right now, but we'll fix that in a little bit. I also want my corps commander, an army commander, I mean, which is click that. It tells you right there to get away from the battlefield a little bit. Move away. I don't want him shot. Okay, so they didn't stop moving. I'm going to move in and grab the unit. It's cavalry. This is dismount. I want to fight dismounted. I want these guys to fight dismounted too. Move guys up and block the path. Zoom out a little bit, see if anybody pushes from any other angle. I think his whole army this year, he's only got 8,000 men, and this looks like 8,000 men. Yeah, it's gonna be 8,000 men. There's 4 brigades there. So my cavalry's gonna slow them down while my infantry move up and engage. Not sure what's going on with Brian. He has no troops in his command. He's just following along like a puppy dog. Kirby up. For sure being flanked right here. This means I'm being flanked. It's a little bit simple here. I flanked him also. Got Barton's brigade. If they're flashing red like this, a little bit of red, that means their morale is lower. If it flashes darker red, it's worse. And when it goes full red along with the blue, it means that they're actually broken. So I'm hurting him way more than he's hurting me. There's a reserve over here though. Charles needs to move up. Get up here on the flank. Don't know if Jones is fighting right now with his artillery. They look like they're loading, so they are fighting. The computer's a little glitchy right now. I'll fix that after this. I am firing over here. But fire here. A few brigades finally moved up. Move up and attack him. The flank. Move up and attack his artillery. Attack his brigade. I need to drive this guy off. I think I get rid of that brigade that was here. He has 4 more coming. See how he's red now? He's being driven off. Guys, get medium range. Let me put the whole army on long range. So you just click on the division commander. Hit this. I get the army commander. Hit this. And everyone will fire at long range. I don't want to get too close. Not like that. I got really close. It's not good for the home team. Cavalry was, my infantry just ran off. No, my cavalry, I'm sorry. Detachment. So I'll drive them off soon. Make your own detachments by going here. And they're called skirmishers. I don't want skirmishers right now. This guy's gonna fall back a little bit. He's gonna flank. So you hit that, fall back, and he should walk backwards. This will remove the flank bonus that the enemy is getting. Now he does not. He does not have a flank bonus now, or penalty. I'm sorry, but he broke anyways. Charge a unit, the best way to do it is just go up and fire short range and then hit charge. Send a detachment up here to fight. I'm going to send Bates' whole brigade over here. Hit advance, and that will force them to march over there. Alt and charge now. Short range and fire again. Should charge in combat now. Broke me with his big guns. It is not a good idea to charge. Looks like I'm going to lose my first battle here. So you only have 2 brigades left. My men are still firing at medium range for some reason. I put them all on long range. Went off another one of his brigades. It looks like it's 2 against 2 maybe? Oh, 3 maybe? I don't know. He's backing up for some reason. He's backing up also. Okay, they're retreating from the field of battle. I ruined their morale. This game is super bugged. I turned off the video volume right. It's off. They're all off. What? Why is it so fucking loud? I don't understand it. Okay, here it tells you that I won the battle. You don't really need that. This tells you a newspaper. It looks like this is the narrow victory. Morgan's fleeing in panic. My General Barton loses his face. I think he's the one who lost his whole command at that battle, his entire brigade. Support for the Yankee cause wavers. Every time you win a battle, your morale will go up a little bit, but your army experience will go up a lot, and the enemy morale will go down. This is where the battle took place, right here. Morgan's not going to retreat down here. Looks like the Army of Tennessee might need some supplies here. I don't think they have any. I'm going to build those for them right now. You notice how it's grayed out? It's because I'm red. I need to be orange or higher to build supplies. So I will retreat to Knoxville. And when it's built back up enough to where it's orange or yellow, probably yellow, I'll move up here and build a supply source. Check out the army. Also, you will have to do some work with your army. You get chosen. What I mean by that is you want to make sure none of your commanders died. So just check to see if they've been replaced with little white box guys. What I mean by that, oh, see, he was wounded. He was wounded in action. He'll be replaced by an AI that will probably be pathetic. He's not very good himself. So you want to find somebody. I have cavalry chosen, don't I don't have infantry. I'm going to put Jones in charge of him. I don't worry too much about these guys, with who's there. I can obviously put a cavalry commander in charge of there. So get rid of infantry, put on cavalry. There's a cavalry commander. Put him in charge of him. And for this cavalry commander, I think the next guy, I'll put him in charge of him. He has no fame, but that's okay. He'll build it up. These guys will be. This was the division where Brian was at the battlefield, but he had no men. That's because his men are being built right now. They're going to take quite a while to reach him. I think the next battle he'll be available. This guy will be there in 8 days. So I was going to play with 5 brigades against his. I think he had 4 or 5 brigades and 2 artillery pieces. I wasn't counting my cavalry. They're pretty big in numbers too. 1,200 and 500 is not very good. You can take this guy like this. He should be put inside there. I don't know why it's not happening. One of these guys might be at max strength. I don't know why it's not working. Oh, right there. Combine units. You guys click on this little need slot right there. They will not be able to combine. Not sure why. But I'm going to end it here. I'll do some cleanup and do another episode either later today or tomorrow. Thanks for watching.